guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with another one of our mass making sessions. We are doing mass making extra time, as we're calling it. So we've got a 10-week window where we're going to be doing 10 additional projects to the, the normal mass making sessions that we're doing. So we are week 2 of the mass making extra time. We've got just 10 weeks of those. So what are we making today? We are making, now let me just double check the title of this video before I get it wrong. So we are making easy double paperclip pockets, and they are from Kathy's Garden. So they are not my idea. I have taken the idea from Kathy's Garden, from her channel. So I will try and remember to link her video below. So I have brought along a bunch of printables. Now these are all printed on A4 cards. Well, I say card. It's kind of, thick paper. It's this is 210 GSM. So it's considerably thicker than normal paper. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that Kathy's Garden, she actually made hers with copy paper. So definitely you could make them with copy paper. So if you are crafting along, you will need paper, like I say, thick or thin. I have printables because that's what I mainly have these days, but if you wanted to use scrapbook paper, maybe sheet music, if it wasn't too brittle or too thin and flimsy, you could maybe do something like that. Again, book page, again, if it wasn't too brittle or too flimsy, play around and see what you get on best with. You're going to need some paper clips. Now I have got a selection here, but I'm thinking these ones, which are what I would term the medium size paper clips, they are, oops, just measure this, yeah, 2-inch paper clips. Just because, that's the size that I think is going to be good. You could probably use tiny ones if you wanted to. All that's going to mean is you're going to have quite a bit hung off of quite a small paper clip. So again, you may want to play around with it. Possibly if you were using copy paper, it would be better. If you were using quite thick paper like I am, I would recommend the medium sized paper clips. And then I've got my glue. Now I am using Fabri-Tac, although I do also have my Anita's tacky glue. So probably kind of whatever I, grab first, although this is here on my desk. So I suspect this will be the glue that I'm using. You're going to need some scissors or a paper trimmer. Depending on what you like to use. You may want to have some scrap paper if you're wanting to cover over your paper clips. So I will kind of show you what I mean by that when we get started. And then I've got my hot glue. Again, I would recommend hot glue to glue your paper clip down solidly and quickly. That's just personal preference. If you do not have a hot glue gun, the way to get around that is kind of like weigh your project down with something. So if I were using, a wet glue, for example, I would probably put my finished piece with like some heavy books balanced on it or something like that to keep it pressed down and get the paper clip really glued in quite well. I think that's probably all that we're going to be needing. You may want to have your blendy tool and some ink for if you want to blend up the edges and things like that. Not an essential. Oh, and one other thing that you might want to have is a circle punch. This is my 1.5-inch circle punch. My 1-inch punch has broken, unfortunately. But yeah, a circle punch for if you want to do the thumb holes in your pockets. Again, optional really. You may want to have a bone folder. If not, you may want to just use your scissor handles, if you like to do that. And then you might want to have a glue spreader. Mine is all melted, this one, so I've probably got another one floating around somewhere, which hopefully will just appear as if by magic somewhere through the video. Right, so let's get making one and see what we're going to make. So now, you do not have to use full sheets for this. You could definitely do this using scraps. I just happen to have these full sheets here. But yeah, I think you could definitely kind of get away with using scraps. So let's have a look and see what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is start by taking my paper down so it's smaller. Okay, so I'm going to do it by eye. I think Kathy's Garden, I think she did actually kind of measure hers, and for some reason 2.5 inches is ringing a bell. Now it might be that mine is 3 inches, so yeah, I thought it was probably somewhere near about that sort of size. So that's going to be my base piece. Now what I'm going to do is, this is how I like to, you know, to cut my pieces. So I don't use a paper trimmer. I just find them very cumbersome. So of course, if you like to use a paper trimmer, then do use that, because all we're trying to do is get our base piece that we're going to be using. Okay, so I'm using this piece, not this piece. Okay, now you can probably see I've made a terrible job of cutting that, but I can tidy that up in a minute. Now, what I think is probably going to be the easiest way to do this is fold it in half, because mine is, you know, an A4 sheet. So fold it in half like that, squish it down, and then I'm just going to use my, you know, my halfway lines, if you see what I mean, as my guide to fold my other pieces in. So I'm going to take that one into the middle fold, and then in here like that, and I'm going to just fold this one like that. Now you'll see why I've done it this way in a moment. Okay, oops, I've got something flapping around on the desk from the glue. Right, okay, so squish that down. Now what I'm going to do is cut this square completely off, and you know, you could probably tear it, which I quite like, because then you get the furry edge. Although to be honest, who knows, I might end up using it this way around. Oh, as it happens, they're pretty similar, so it doesn't really matter. So that's what you're left with, is your little square. Obviously mine needs a bit of tidying up at the bottom, but I'll probably do that, you know, at the end. Now all you're going to do is take your paper clip, and your paper clip is going to slot in to the inside back middle sheet like that. Okay, now Kathy's garden, she glued this whole back sheet down. Now I'm wondering whether you may like to just cover this with some paper and have this as an additional pocket. So just, you know, just something I thought, well, that might work actually. So let's give that a try. Obviously, if it looks terrible or it doesn't work, or, you know, then we can obviously review this and not do it again. But I think that will work, you know, just brilliantly. So all I'm going to do, she applied a little bit of hot glue onto her paper clip. I don't need to do that, because I'm going to glue this down on top. So in fact, I can glue it right side down. I'm going to glue that over my paper clip, which of course is going to hold my paper clip in place. So apply the hot glue there, like there. So this is where I'm saying a hot glue gun is kind of, you know, advantageous really, because it's instant. If you are not using a hot glue gun, you would use wet glue. And at this point, I would probably put a book or something over this, you know, something heavy basically, to squish that down and while the glue dries. Okay. Then what you've got is obviously this section, which you can now glue down like a pocket. So just going round the edge. Oops. First time that I have used my glue today. So of course now my glue's not wanting to come out, even though it's in the Sugar Bell bottle, and oh, by rights it should just be oozing out with no problems. But I mean, hopefully this is just going to be a one-off thing, because it's normally pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's just where I haven't used it all day yet. Let me just, okay. So unclogged that hole. Okay, so you're going to just put your glue around the two edges like that. Okay, squish that in like that. So at this point, I always like to have some dry wipes. I've got them floating around all over my desk, or, you know, failing dry wipes, just some tissue or something, just for sort of mopping my glue when any excess seeps out. So you might like to do something like that. Okay, so then you've got this back pocket going on. Oops, obviously it's not really, you know, glued down brilliantly. You've got this back pocket going on. You've got your paper clip here. And obviously your paper clip on the inside is not going to be in the way, because we covered it with the paper. So squish that down like that. And then this goes over like that. Now this point was where Kathy did a hole punch for a thumb hole. So again, just, and I like to just judge this by eye. Whoops. Like that. Okay. So you may want to ink it so it actually shows up better. Like that, okay. And obviously, you know, across that top part as well. So like that. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh, and sorry, this was my Purple Rain papers. Sorry, I do try my best to remember to tell you guys what papers I'm using, because I know that otherwise, you know, people kind of message asking what papers I was using. So yeah, Purple Rain this is. So we squish that down like that. And the papers, they are on my Etsy shop, so not my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website, but on my Shabbydabbydoodah Etsy shop. So there we go, and then we just ink around the edges like that. Isn't that just so gorgeous? And then what Kathy did was, obviously with this extra piece here, she popped another pocket on the front. So at this point, actually, I'm just going to ink this. And you know what I'm wishing was that I had actually put this next to here and done a thumb hole in there, because I'm probably not going to be great at getting it in exactly the identical place, but let's try. Oh gosh, not great. Oh well, we'll just go for that, to be honest, and hope for the best. So again, just ink around that thumb hole like that. Like I say, I don't think she did a thumb hole on that part, but you know, that's, I guess, optional. I just thought that might be quite nice. Oops. Now, because I've done a thumb hole, I feel like it needs to be sort of higher up on that square. If I hadn't done a thumb hole, I perhaps would have had it a bit lower, but yeah, I feel like where it's got the thumb hole, it needs to be a bit higher up. So we just squish that down like that. And now I'm looking, I'm thinking, well, actually, you could make these quite tall. We've made them like little sort of stumpy square ones. But to be honest, it actually, I think, would work quite nicely and, you know, look quite pretty if it were a longer one rather than a square one. So perhaps we'll try that at some point as well during this video. Or perhaps we'll do a few rectangular ones. So again, just then go round and obviously ink it up. So what you've got is a pocket here, a pocket here, and you've also got a pocket in the back. So it's like a little 3-pocket paperclip, which, how gorgeous is that? Absolutely lovely, isn't it? So yeah, like I say, not my idea, but absolutely gorgeous. So let's put that to one side, and I will run you through a second one just to demonstrate how they're made. And then we'll, you know, go on to some mass making of them. So hold on while I just finish my tea. Sorry about that. I just had to finish my tea. Right, okay, so let's bring in some other paper. So that was my Purple Rain. I've got here some from my, oh, what is this from? My large birdhouse kit, this one. So let's take these and let's do one of those larger ones that I just said, let's try, you know, let's try a longer one. So I think this time, instead of doing the, you know, the actually, I'm just having a look to see if I've got any. I don't know, just wanted to see whether I had some that I perhaps hadn't coffee dyed on the back. I just always feel like what a waste, because this would be perfect for some sort of you know, double-sided tickets, or, you know, not tickets, double-sided pieces. So right, let's take this one instead. So yes, this is still from the large birdhouse collection. Right, I'm going to, yeah, fold it down here. So again, just kind of folding it down, you know, judging by eye, like that. So hopefully that's a similar-ish sort of size. So again, squish that down with my scissors, and I will just cut that off. Sorry about all my stuff that's dropping in. Okay, so we're just chopping this off. Now remember, we're going to be using the larger portion of this time, so not using, you know, this smaller section, but we're going to use this larger section now. So particularly for these, you're definitely, I think, would want to not use one of those tiny paper clips. I mean, you could probably even use one of those massive ones for this, but you know, just use what you've got. So, and like I say, I mean, if you're doing these with copy paper and so they're not so heavy, then, you know, you may find it slightly different anyway. Right, so we're going to squish this in here Oops. Like that. Okay, and then again take this one over like that. Now I just want to check which way round I want this. Do I want it that way or do I want it that way? I think that one on the outside, so this one on the inside. So again, just going to tear this down. Okay, so yeah, looking gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous so far. So like that. Now I'm going to take this, and this is going to be our pocket. Now I'm going to do what I said that I wish that I'd done on that last one. So to punch my thumb hole punch, or my thumb hole shape, I'm going to put these two together. Let me put my glasses on. Okay, get my thumb, well, it's not a thumb hole, but get my circle punch, and then punch them together. And that way I know that my circles, my thumb holes, they're the same depth and they're also in the same place. Now I've got to just go obviously make sure I glue it in the same place. But yeah, so they're, you know, they're then exactly kind of in the same places. So it's just like a little tip there for, you know, for doing that. And don't forget, you wouldn't have to necessarily use the same paper. You know, you could mix and match this. So I mean, we could have something like this as a pocket. I'm not necessarily saying that would be brilliant, but you know, you could mix and match them. So what we're going to do, we're going to again take our medium size paper clip, pop that on the back. Oops, like that. Okay, and then we want to just get a piece of card, which, oh, I'm just having a look around to see if I've got any scraps of card that I have been using for something else. Oh gosh, honestly, I mean, I've got junk all over the desk, but of course, do I have quite the thing I'm looking for? No, that would be just way too easy, wouldn't it, to just have something just ideal. Oh, that's just a waste to use that. Oh, come on. Oh, that's a waste as well. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Well, I mean, I guess what I could do is just use some book page or something. So let me just bring this in. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to just use some book page here. So this is actually some vintage documents, but that's fine. Same sort of concept. So just going to take a section down here. Okay, and that's going to just go over my paper clip, just like we did on the last one. So just using my hot glue straight around the edge. You want to go sort of right around the edges so that it's, you know, not got those bits that are going to catch when you're putting things in and out of the pocket. And then obviously in the middle as well, so as it goes nicely over the paper clip like that. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And that then goes in there. So again, at this point, just do any inking, you know, if you're wanting to ink, just because maybe it's easier to get to at this point. You might even want to, you know, ink in here so you haven't got white edges. And then we're just going to glue this down. So again, just using our, in my case, Fabri-Tac, which is here in this Sugar Bell bottle. So down there, down that side, like that. Okay, just glue that one down. Press that down with our wipe like that. And then we've already punched the hole here, and we just ink the thumb hole like that. Okay, straight down that edge like that. Okay, stick that down there. I'm actually really loving how this is looking, being quite a tall one. So yeah, I think actually I maybe even prefer the tall ones. Let me know below, what do you think? Do you like the small ones or the tall ones? I think the tall is quite nice. So again, just ink that thumb hole, and then we're just going to glue that one down, straight down onto there. Now I've not cut this down, and the reason being is because then I will cut it down once I've glued it on. So again, just pop the glue down onto here, and then, you know, you could just pop some onto here just in case your glue's not right in the right place. Pop that down there like that, like that. Okay, and then just trim that off at the side. So hold on a second. Okay, get rid of that bit of glue seeping out, and then we'll just chop that down at the bottom like that. How gorgeous is that? So again, you've got your pocket here at the back, you've got your pockets here, and then you've got your pocket at the front. So they're just so lovely, aren't they? Obviously, you could round your corners or anything if you wanted to do that, you know, to just change the appearance of it. So just, you know, play around and sort of, you know, do it how you think. So let's just get on and do some mass making of these. So what I would do is just take my papers and cut them down to size first, and then do my folding, then do the paperclip sticking, and, you know, etc. So that we're doing them sort of, yeah, assembly line as if we were in a factory. So, and we can just relax now, have a nice time, have a catch up. And yeah, just have a nice hangout basically. So yeah, let's get started with that. So this is my pale lace collection in the lilacs and pinks. So yeah, let's do one from this. In fact, what I might do is even do two. So I might do, you know, one square one and one tall one. Might be quite nice to have the two shapes going on. So I'll just take my papers and then cut them all and then fold them all, doing it like that. So I hope everybody's week has started out well. If you watch my channel, you'll know that I generally do these on a Monday for you guys to be uploaded on a Tuesday for you guys. This is my Regency collection papers. So yeah, I'm going to, yeah, take that down like that. I might do it kind of like medium size this time. So just play around with your sizes. Yeah, so I'm filming this on the Monday. So what have I been up to? Well, what have I been up to? I'm not sure. So let me cast my mind back. Oh, well, the weather was quite nice at the weekend. So Saturday, everyone was out. My daughter was with her dad for the weekend. So I just had a day working just on my laptop for the whole day, and yeah, working on the Halloween kit. Well, when I say the whole day, by the time actually everybody went out and things, it was actually yeah, this is also the Regency collection, but let's do another one in this, shall we? Yeah, it was actually then, you know, the afternoon. So I spent the whole afternoon just in bed, well, on my bed, working on my Halloween kit. Still not finished, I'm afraid, so I do apologise if you're waiting for that. Hopefully I will get that finished in the next couple of days, and it will be up by the end of the week. So that was Saturday. Sunday, it was lovely weather. So yeah, lovely weather. I mean, Saturday was quite nice. It was supposed to be a heat wave. I personally wouldn't call it a heat wave, but it was quite nice. I mean, when you think that we are now, you know, October, it was, you know, it was pretty nice. Yeah, so that was Saturday and Sunday. Oh, I might use this. I was trying not to use this because I thought, oh, I have, you know, coffee dyed this, and then I could use it for something else. But I must stop being ridiculous and just use things. Yeah, so Sunday was nicer, you know, nicer weather than Saturday. Not a heat wave, but certainly, you know, really nice weather. So yeah, I went out to lunch with a friend, and we went to a pub that had a lovely garden. So, you know, kind of selected a pub with a garden that obviously could take Bo with us. So yeah, Bo came as well, and oh my goodness, it was such a sun trap in the garden. So sat outside, my friend had a roast dinner, I had a like, you know, vegan type salad thing, and then we were there for, yeah, 2 hours, would you believe? 2 hours. And Bo was just good as gold. She just laid under the table, just kind of sleeping really. So she had a lovely time. And then when I got home, gave her a bath. So yeah, she is such a good girl. And I know I talked about recently, I'd bought her one of those car seat things, you know, to go in between my 2 front seats. And she was just a nightmare in the car previously. And, you know, I mean, literally to the point she couldn't really come out anywhere because she was just awful, jumping around in the car. And yeah, not a pleasant sort of experience really to go anywhere with her. So I'm probably going to do all my folds now. This again is from the Pale Lace collection and in the pinks and purples, and this one was the Little Victorian Beauties papers. So yeah, anyway, it's been such a game changer. So I'm not saying she loves the car now, but she loves being able to come out anywhere we go. So, you know, everywhere now she can come. Well, pretty much, you know, she can come. So she gets it now that she has to be, you know, a good girl, and then she gets to come out. So yeah, it's been a complete game changer. So the pub that we went to with the garden, I mean, it wasn't that far from my house, kind of, I don't know, 10-minute drive or something, not very far. So yeah, she just came in her car seat and yeah, was such a good girl. And then when, you know, got home and bathed her, again, I mean, she didn't overly like having a bath previously, but I think even that as well, I mean, I can't tell you, she's just improved so much. You know, as a dog, she just kind of seems to get, you know, well, if I want to kind of like, you know, be everywhere that they are, which of course she loves, I'm going to mix this with this purple rain paper. How gorgeous is that going to look? So I'm just going to cut this down here, and I will trim it around in a moment. So yeah, but I just thought that would be quite a nice kind of different look. So let's trim that down now. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to do my thumb hole punches at this point as well while I'm doing the folding and the cutting of the pockets. Yeah, anyway, so she even doesn't really mind having a bath too much. So yep, I bath her in the kitchen sink. I've got one of those taps that, you know, like you can like press the button and it goes like a shower spray, or, you know, just a normal tap kind of thing. So you can put it on the shower spray, and then of course it's, you know, reasonably easy to shower her. Yeah, so did that when we got home, and oh, she was such a good girl. She just, yeah, just kind of, I'm not saying lapped it up. I mean, to say she's like loving it, that's just, that's not true really at all. But she certainly doesn't mind it. So yeah, she kind of has really turned a corner with so many different things. And like I say, you know, in the pup, she just kind of sat there on the floor in the garden, you know, under the chair, just sort of, yeah, sunbathing herself. I guess it was kind of quite nice and warm still. And yeah, she was just having a nice time. So she just, well, she's just like a different dog really. I'm just deciding here which side to have. Oh, I don't know. This is a tough decision. I'm kind of thinking, oh, I don't know. Don't know. Right, let's go for this side. Yeah, anyway, so she doesn't even mind having a bath now. She's just like so good, and so, yeah, just like no trouble. She's just no trouble whatsoever. So yeah, I just felt super proud again of like, oh, what a good girl she is, you know. So this one I might just kind of chop it off here. So I might do that now so that I don't forget that I thought I'd do that. Like that. And then I can do my thumb holes in this. Oh no, actually, hang on. Yeah, my thumb holes in this portion so as I've got those at the right way. Yeah, so anyway, that was yesterday. So that was lovely. And yeah, hopefully she had just a really, really nice time. You know, just chilling out and sort of, yeah, hanging out. And on Saturday when I was working, you know, on my laptop, she just spent the whole day on the bed with me, kind of asleep under my legs, you know. Yeah, she had a nice day on Saturday as well. So yeah, that was nice. And then on Saturday night, an old school friend. So we have stayed in touch since school. Now, I can't remember I think I left school in like, many moons ago, maybe 1991 or something like that. And yeah, but we've kept in touch all of those years. So yeah, really, really nice. Anyway, she was going out for a drink, and yeah, she invited me to come along, and she was meeting up with 2 other people that we went to school with. So yeah, that was so fun and so nice. I had seen one of these other girls, you know, since we've left school. I've seen her a few times at my, you know, at the other friends, I don't know, like at her wedding and things like that. So I mean, I have seen her occasionally, but you know, not kind of often. But the other girl who came along, I hadn't seen her since we were at school, which, I mean, like I say, that was like 30 years ago now. So that was just like so weird. It was like, oh my goodness, fancy, you know, fancy us meeting up. It was so weird. And, you know, it felt like, obviously, it was just the other day that we were at school. So yeah, that was quite nice. And yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a late night for me, to be honest, because I was out till 11 o'clock, would you believe? And, you know, if you watch my channel, you know, I'm a bit of a lightweight, and I'm normally in bed by about 9 or 10. So yes, I was quite late, but I had a nice time, so that was good. Right, I'm just deciding which way I want to have these. So I think probably I want to tear this pocket, or tear this piece here. So that was quite fun, quite nice. Now, have I done anything else remotely worth mentioning? Probably not, to be honest. Now, right, I'm not sure this is going to look great, because can you see my stripes are in misalignment now? I was going to say in alignment, no, in misalignment. So I might put something else with this. So I might mix it with this paper instead, because I think, you know, that I'm not over keen on it looking not aligned, if you see what I mean. So I'd rather have a complete contrasting paper, really, than have my stripes not lining up properly. So yeah, I'm going to have it there instead. Yeah, so that was Saturday night. So I'm still kind of trying to keep up a bit with my, you know, being a little bit more sociable. Yeah, so that was my weekend. Right, what have I been watching? Oh, so last week, if you watched my channel, last week I mentioned that I've cancelled my Netflix now. Now, I have still got my Netflix running at the moment, just because of like where I was in my billing cycle. So Netflix is still running, but I cancelled it to subscribe to Apple TV instead, which, you know, was cheaper, which was great. But I've subscribed primarily because I wanted to watch the morning show with Jenfer Aniston. So yep, that's why I've subscribed to that. So I have been binge watching that. So that was what I spent Saturday afternoon while I was on my laptop. I was on my laptop binge watching the morning show. I had such a nice time. It was just lovely, you know, like there was nobody in. It was, yeah, just very, very nice afternoon. Quite enjoying the morning show, I have to say. It's quite good. And then just trying to think. I think I'm up to episode. I'm just trying to think. There are 3 seasons. I know there's 3 seasons. But now I'm getting a bit confused. 3 seasons. I'm not sure, if I'm truthful, how many. Right, let's do one in this. I can't remember how many episodes there are per season. So I'm up to, I think, episode 11, and I'm not sure whether that's still in season 1 or whether I've now moved on to season 2. I may have moved on to season 2, but I'm not entirely sure, I'm afraid. But yeah, binge watched already 11 seasons. So 11, not 11 seasons, no, 11 episodes. So yes, pretty good, pretty enjoying that. So yep, if you have not watched that, I would recommend it. So I don't know whether you can get it anywhere else or whether it's only available on Apple TV. But yeah, quite enjoying it. It's got, who's that other guy? Who's the guy that's in like Evan Almighty and those things? Who's he? Oh, what's his name? Oh, no, complete mental block, I'm afraid. I can't think what his name is. Oh gosh, what's his name? It's like on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, whoever he is, he's in a lot of stuff, and I quite like him. So yeah, he's in it anyway. So he's like the other main character with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston. So yeah, it's really quite good. Really enjoying it. So would well recommend that. Now I'm just wondering whether I could mix this up with something as well. Well, I'm not sure any of those look quite good with that. Yeah, so anyway, would recommend that. That's good. And then when I was out on Saturday night, oh, might mix it with these actually. Oh my goodness, that's going to look a pretty one, isn't it? So yeah, when I was out on Saturday night, so my, friends who I was out with, they said, or, the friend who invited me, she said she had been watching something, or she'd watched something called Wilderness. Now that's on Amazon Prime. So she said that was really good. So last night I gave the morning show a miss for the evening, and I watched Wilderness. Now I haven't watched all of it. I'm kind of like midway through. I'm not sure how many episodes there are of that, but I've watched 2 episodes. So I think it maybe is like a 3-parter or something. But I'm also really enjoying that. So yeah, if you're looking for anything to watch, I would really recommend Wilderness on Amazon Prime, or the morning show on Apple TV. Those are the 2 things that I've been like avidly watching this week. So yeah, really enjoying those. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Yes, I have been enjoying those. Oh, let's have a look. And I can't believe really how far into the year we are. So my my gym friends already, they're like organising the a Christmas kind of like meal for us all to go out. So I mean, obviously, Christmas is coming, isn't it? But I can't believe we're at that time of year already. It's just like flown by, hasn't it, this year? So yeah, just find that so shocking that we're already even remotely talking about Christmas. So I guess quite soon have to start thinking about, making a Christmas kit, obviously doing some Christmas shopping and all of those kinds of things. So yeah, it just comes around so quickly, doesn't it? I don't know where this year has gone, but it's absolutely flown by. So yeah. Okay. Just going to use this again for just, covering up that paperclip. So, I mean, these are really nice pockets, aren't they? I think they're going to be really, yeah, quite fun pockets to use. So I might even be able to cover 2 paper clips with that one. So, right, let's have a look. Okay. Right. There we go. So my son, who passed his driving test a couple of weeks ago, I haven't really seen much of him this weekend. Oh, bless him. I mean, he did come and meet me for a coffee on Sunday morning. Me and my friend, when we were on our way, out to lunch, he came and met us for a coffee with his friend, before we went to lunch. So yeah, that was really nice. But yeah, of course, I'm now, effectively redundant because he can drive. No, that's not true. But yeah, I mean, of course, he's he's a youngster. He's obviously now enjoying his freedom, being able to drive, which is what it's all about, isn't it? So he's had to pay such a lot of money for his car insurance. I don't know whether it's like this in all countries, but I mean, over here, I think car insurance has generally gone up incredibly anyway. I know that my car insurance, when it came up for renewal, it had doubled, would you believe? Doubled. So I obviously, shopped around to get some other quotes, but I still had to pay, I'm trying to think, would it be 25%? I don't know. But yeah, it had gone from basically £280 to £601. And I think in the end I had to pay 403. So, I mean, it had still gone up by, yeah, 100 120 or 130 pounds. And of course, you know, that's for no reason. I haven't made a claim or anything in the last year or anything like that. I haven't changed my car, you know, nothing else has changed. But everything has just, you know, gone up so ridiculously. But my son, being obviously only 17, I mean, his car insurance is just ludicrous, to be honest. I mean, poor thing. He bought his car a few months ago. He was so excited. He couldn't wait to, you know, to drive. He couldn't wait to buy a car. So he bought his car, and he'd obviously done you know, an insurance quote and things before he bought it. And it, you know, it was all looking sort of semi-affordable. And now, of course, with those, you know, insurance increases, he's having to pay monthly. And, yeah, it's £350 a month that he's having to pay for that. I mean, luckily he does work, but I mean, obviously that's like the bulk of his wages now. Like, he's now just on his, you know, his car insurance and his petrol to get to work. So it's just terrible, absolutely terrible. And, you know, I don't know whether it's just that they're trying to get youngsters off the road completely. You know, I mean, obviously he still lives at home, you know, and he does work full time. So, you know, of course he's, you know, he is able to pay it, although it is taking pretty much like most of his wages now. But yeah, it's just got ridiculous, to be honest. So I do feel really sorry for young kids now, because I just think, you know, even things like just getting on the road, you know, getting sort of in a car is just sort of becoming like undoable, you know. I mean, if he was just, you know, I don't know, studying or something and working, you know, part-time, and thought he would try and, you know, run a car, I mean, I just don't think you'd be able to be honest. So yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, for youngsters, really. You know, it's not sort of encouraging them to, well, not encouraging them to do anything, is it? Let's be honest. So yeah, it's very sad. I'm just going to get a new glue stick for my hot glue gun. Okay, so there we go. Okay. There we go. It's going to be half term again, you know, at school in a couple of weeks. I mean, I feel like my daughter's literally only gone back to school the other day from the summer holidays. But yeah, I think not next week, but yeah, I think maybe it might even be the end of next week is when they break up for the half term. I might be wrong. It might be the week after. I'm that rubbish mum, you know, who gets all of the dates wrong at the school. Yes, I'm the one that, you know, my daughter has to always be saying, you know, oh, mum, check with so-and-so, you know, what the date is for, you know, I don't know, fancy dress day or whatever. Yeah, but, yeah, so I could be wrong about that, but, oh, my goodness. You know, like I just was saying about, like, Christmas, it's just that the year is flying by so very fast. So, I mean, as you can see, this has got a bit of, you know, edge in there that needs trimming out. So I will, of course, trim that down in a moment. There you go. So I am going to do a restock video. Natalie and we worked all day on Wednesday and Thursday. So she comes round like after her son's gone to school, and obviously my daughter's gone to school, because Natalie does, you know, a different part-time job as well. So yeah, she's since the kids have gone back from the summer holidays, she's been working like 2 days a week kind of here. So we were very busy just restocking the shop, and very, very, very exciting news, because I have put together a new design team, which is amazing, and very, very, very excited. So yeah, unfortunately I did have a design team previously, and, you know, due to all this stuff going on with my personal life and things, it just, you know, slipped by the wayside, really, because I just wasn't able to keep on top of it, which, you know, I really, really, really am very sad about. But I'm delighted to say that 1 or 2 people from my old design team are actually rejoining, you know, for my new one, which is amazing. I am still waiting to hear back from 1 or 2 people, you know, about whether they would like to join the design team. So that's very, very exciting as well. But yeah, you know, really, really thrilled. So I will do a video announcing the new design team and things soon. But obviously, like I say, I'm still kind of waiting on 1 or 2 people to hear whether, you know, it's probably better to get it finalised first. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled, because they will be hopefully putting up videos, you know, during this month at some point. So yeah, very excited about that, and just, you know, thrilled to bits, because there's so many lovely talented ladies out there, and it's so lovely to be able to get to know people a bit better and sort of work with them, and, you know, see their wonderful projects and things like that. So yeah, very excited. And, you know, I also had discussions with 1 or 2 other lovely ladies from our community who, you know, of course they're, you know, very busy with their own channels, and, you know, they maybe are on design, you know, other design teams already and things like that, and couldn't obviously spare the time to, you know, take on yet another design team kind of commitment. So I will hopefully be doing a couple of collaborations going forward, so I'm very, very excited about that. One such collaboration is going to be with Antonio Makes. So yep, absolutely thrilled about that, because I love Antonio's videos and things. And yeah, I mean, he's such a talented crafter, and it's so lovely, you know, to have a man, you know, in our crafting community, isn't it? I mean, obviously there's Kerry over at Kerry Griffiths, Kerry the Crafter, sorry, Kerry the Crafter, who's Kerry Griffiths, you know, so it's really nice to kind of like have some other, you know, because men sometimes they just have a slightly different way of, you know, presenting their style, don't they? And, you know, it's, yeah, really fun and exciting. So hopefully I will be doing a collaboration with Antonio. He is one of the people who I will hopefully be doing a little collaboration with soon. So yeah, watch this space. I'm still, you know, hopefully, yeah, got to work out details and things like that with him. But yes, that will be very exciting, because he's very talented, and yeah, so super excited about that. So it's all very, very busy. But yes, like I say, I will hopefully be doing a restock video, maybe as an additional video this week, or maybe it will be my Friday video. I'll have to again see how time goes this week. I'm still actually making things, still making things at the moment to put in the restock. So at the moment, I do have quite a lot of the paper pads, the printed paper pads. So if you're one of the ladies who've emailed saying you would like a paper pad, you know, there are some more on my website. So yep, do head over and check that out if you are wanting one. They are, you know, picked at random or randomly selected. But yeah, I mean, they would be featuring, you know, any one of my, or any 3. They have 10 pages from 3 different kits. So yeah, I mean, hopefully you'd get a lovely selection of things to use. Oh dear, I've made a very wonky job of that, so I'm just going to kind of put it on slightly wonky and hopefully trim that up, and it won't be quite so noticeable. Who knows? Let's trim around it and see if we can tidy that up. Okay, there we go. Put it on the top. There we go. So it is on a little bit wonky, but yeah, I mean, hopefully we could cover that up. So that is those. Let's quickly decorate one up, because we always like to decorate something at the end of these mass making videos. So I might as well decorate this one up, just because I feel like I need to cover up that, you know, very wonky edge now, which I'm not really very happy with. So let me just have a look. I bought some fussy cuts along, so I have got my labels. I think these are my labels set 2, and they're printed 4 to a page. I've got butterflies. I've got some of my steampunk fussy cuts. Oh, let's have a look and see what's going to look good with this. Oh, I'm thinking maybe a hot air balloon would look rather nice. Oh, now, do we want the pastel or do we want the bright? Maybe the pastel, actually. In fact, maybe... No. Yeah, let's go for this one. Yeah, so lots of exciting things coming up anyway. So, you know, very, very thrilled. You know, our community is so lovely. And I know I do say things like this all the time, but, you know, we're so privileged, aren't we, to be part of something so special, I think, in our, you know, junk journal community. So this is yet again just more examples of that, is when we can all kind of work together and do lovely projects and all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, really, you know, feel very privileged to be amongst such talented, lovely people, really. There we go. Right, let's take this bow. So this is just from my bows, and yeah, these are my fussy cut steampunk, these ones. So, okay. And I think this bow is from the bows neutrals. I've got the bows brights and I think the bows neutrals. This is from the neutrals. So, okie dokie. Okay. So, and I haven't done the cover yet of my autumn journal. So if I get time today, I will be filming the cover, and that will be going up. But yeah, obviously only if I get time. So hopefully I will. I'm just going to cut around that person. Cut those flags off. Sometimes I find the flags a little bit fiddly to cut out. So just take that down like that. Right, so I will probably just ink this up just before gluing it down. Oh, the other fun thing that I did was during the week I went with another friend, went to the snooker club. So I've talked about this before, but yeah, I go to the snooker club sometimes with my sons, and sometimes my daughter comes, but of course she can't play snooker or ball, you know, and everything's too big for her, if you know what I mean. You know, the tables are quite big and, you know, she can't kind of sensibly kind of play. Now I'm just wondering whether I could cut this down. I'm not going to make a good job of cutting around the thumb hole is the problem. So yeah, I might just have it more like that. Oh, that's such a shame, isn't it? Oh, I'd love to be able to actually get around there, but I don't think I would be able to do that. Oh, so I have it down there, kind of like going more. Yeah, that's quite nice, to be honest. Yeah, so I go sometimes with my sons to the snooker club, and we have such a fun time. So we deem it as like a winter thing to do. I know that sounds really strange, but you know, it's always a little bit dark up there. There's not really many windows or anything. And yeah, it seems like, you know, it's just, you wouldn't want to waste like nice sunny weather going up there. So yeah, we always just go in the winter. Anyway, it's now what, you know, we laugh and say, oh, it's snooker club season, you know, because we can start going there again, you know, now it's wintry. But yeah, I went with my friend the other day, so we had a fun time there. So I have been really trying to keep getting myself out and about, like I say. So, you know, it does kind of take a bit of effort, doesn't it? Because, you know, sometimes it's easy to just, you know, you think, oh, I haven't really got any money, or, you know, oh, kind of busy, or I should be working. But do you know what? Sometimes I just think, you know, how much am I really working in the evenings anyway? Half the time I'm then falling asleep, you know, through things. So, you know, it's probably okay to just, yeah, go out for, you know, a few evenings, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we just had a few games of pool, so that was fun. And it's weird because, I mean, when we were kids, if you went, like, you know, you wanted to play pool, you used to have to put £1 in, you know, and that would be like £1 and I don't know, you'd have like your one game, and then of course you'd have to have another pound, you know, where now you play what they call on the clock. So you just, you know, you pay for however long you're on the table. So, you know, depending on how quick you are, I suppose you could, you know, it could be like really like profitable, sort of almost like if you were a quick player, you could have a lot of games, you know, for that time. I mean, I'm not a particularly quick player, but yeah, I mean, if you were, it could be, you know, really advantageous. Now, I'm just wondering, I could have that at the bottom of the hot air balloon. My only thing is, I think I'd probably damage those bits. Oh, do you know, it does look pretty. Let's just be brave and go for that. So, yeah, anyway, so you can just have like as many games as you like, you know, in the time that you're allotted, which of course you're allotted until you finish. So, yeah, it's always quite fun to play. So, yeah, did that the other day. Just trying to think, have I done anything else worth talking about? I genuinely don't think I have. Right, now I've got a couple of clocks here that have gone off to the side. So I'm just going to see whether I could have one going off to the side. Just because otherwise, you know, it might go to waste. So we'll just give that a try. Okay. Okay. Oh, I've over inked that, haven't I? Do you know, I've just noticed I hadn't inked around the whole pocket at all. So I'll just quickly ink that. There we go. Right. That's kind of a bit better, isn't it, colour-wise? I wonder if I should have that there. So I've got all my clocks and all my gubbins all over on one side. So yeah, let's do that and put that all there. There we go. I'm so sorry if you can hear lots of noise. It's because my son is actually home at the moment today. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Right, I've just inked that clock as well, just because otherwise that was looking quite white compared to the other one. Right, so that is those. Oops, I did not trim this one down, so I'll just trim across there. Okay, so let's just see how this would look. So if this were a journal page, let's pretend, that would just clip onto the journal page there. And of course, then you'd have a pocket here at the top. You've got a pocket here, oops, there like that. And then you've also got a smaller pocket here, oops, like that. So you've got 3 pockets in that paperclip. So aren't they just so scrumptious? And it's probably not showing up brilliantly because that paper's very similar, but yeah, let's put it on that way. Aren't they just lovely? So yeah, really clever, very quick and easy to make. We've made quite a few. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like I did make another one, but oh, who knows? Can't see it now anywhere. And of course I did cut these papers down as well, but I didn't get around to actually doing those. So yeah, they're super fun, aren't they? Like I say, totally not my idea. I can't take credit for it or anything. I will try and remember to link Kathy's original video below. But yeah, they're just so lovely, aren't they? So have fun if you decide to make some of these. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.